been a while. It's February 26, 2025. I haven't done one of these check-ins, or not really check-ins, just me talking to the vlog channel in a while. Just, I think things have been getting more hectic on my end. Especially this week, just getting actually legitly taking care of a fish and getting a fish. Setting up process was definitely harder than expected, but it's worth it. I like my fish, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I want to talk about really is what I really wanted to boot this up and talk about is just career. Not career, like my current occupation. It's honestly not ideal. And I know it's realistically here, it's probably going to come to an end, but it's just I know there's lots of positives, right? But there's also like situations that are not as ideal, which have been more prominent in my mind recently. So I'm gonna just be full on transparent. So, right. So in my current position, just comparing it, let's say, just consider this year 2024 instead. It's easier. So it's 2024, right? Last year, 2023, I'd say holistically, maybe I made less, like by a good amount, I guess. I made less 2023. 2024, I'm making more, but that's not actually making me more fulfilled, I guess. I don't like words. I do not feel fulfillment from it, mainly because I am feeling that there's a lack of growth for me, and lack of, honestly, I'm gonna say lack of communication on like the company's end on like what their future plans are, because my contract is extending, right? No, not extending it. It's a set period of time, probably no extensions. It's not like a regular contract rule where you're like pretty much permanent, but you're just on like contract part-time based, right? Like my pool situation, like I'm permanent, but I'm contract part-time, so I know I'm always gonna have that spot, right? So in that sense, I feel like more secure. I feel like more willing to help out because I am permanent. It's just I'm not working full time, right? Like I'm part of the team, for example. Like in my current role, I honestly kind of sometimes feel like an outsider because I know I'm a contractor and my role is expiring soon, and the company has literally told me nothing. And it's 2 months away from when my contract ends, right? Effectively just 1 month, actually, probably. In my past roles, like I was more aware of like the company's intentions. In 2023, I was, even though it didn't follow through, I was more aware of where their headspace was at, especially my manager. He's like, okay, I'm very optimistic we can keep you, right? But this current company, well, my manager, I guess, has not given me any indication at all So, and I brought it up to him like a couple times, 2 times. So I just stopped bringing it up to him. But so I just feel really discouraged, and I don't think the manager realizes this. I mean, he, I guess, recognizes this, but yeah, it's just like I feel like there could have definitely been more communication, and it's just this position is really not ideal. It's really, I feel like it's really, especially for me when I'm already working remotely, a lot of it is online communications, right? But when online communications are existent pretty much like a couple messages a day because no one responds, like, right? Like, what am I supposed to, like, the response I got when I said that was like, just keep following up, reach out to manager, escalate. I mean, I've done those, it didn't really do anything. So, and I did it a couple of times. Of course, over time it's going to be discouraging when nothing's really happening, right? But I also understand that's the company, there's limited resources, so cannot always respond that fast because there's probably a bunch of people messaging them at the same time, a lot of tasks, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know. It's just not really ideal for growth. I mean, it would be a good spot to chill at, I feel like, and perhaps more long term, like where you're feeling more already steady in your career, and you're already content with your level of growth. You feel like you're already like grown a lot, and here is more of like you're just trying to get like a stable income or something like that. Whereas my priority is growth. Like I really want growth right now. It's because, right, I'm on the younger side, right? I want to grow. I want to continue learning, because I have more bandwidth, I guess, as I'm younger. But it's just not happening, man. Like, and I feel like it's also outside of like. It's also outside my manager's control because, like, right, he doesn't control the budgets, right? This is really not ideal because, honestly, for me, I've been at this position for almost a year. I don't really think I learned a lot, like in terms of design-wise, maybe soft skills, maybe like interpersonal, maybe. In fact, I don't know. Maybe that even declined a bit, but I'm not sure. I guess being more vocal, a little bit more vocal. I've been a little bit better at that. But in terms of design strategy, design execution, design implementation, design thinking, like, I might be honest, I might have gone worse. Just because I haven't practice those skills. I mean, I could, but no one really gives me feedback on that. Everyone just gives me feedback on the wireframes. It's like, I mean, I guess I could push for it, but no one ever responds. That's the key thing. No one responds. It's like, I mean, I might be a bit exaggerating there, but no one responds in a timely manner. Everyone responds like a day later or something. It's just like, I understand everyone's busy, so that's like the problem, right? Because this company is unique in the sense that people have two roles. They're also seeing patients, and they're also like working on computer stuff, right? So their attention is split a lot of times, and because of that, like, the majority focus is on the patient stuff. People that I'm reaching out to is like usually patient stuff or business side stuff, not really development stuff. So for me, it's just, I don't know. If I were to be honest, I think a week spent at my last place, I've learned more than this whole year. Like, from a design perspective. Like, I can confidently say that from a design perspective. I've learned more in a week than this entire year. Like, that's where I'm really like, it's not about like, it's not even about the financials, right? Like, I'm just like, I'm not learning anything. It takes a while for people to respond. I'm just like, what is going on? It's not really like, at the beginning I was really like passionate. Like, this is what my manager talked to me about. He's like, what can we do to make you more passionate about your work? Because other people have been like, you know, going above and beyond, and why are you not doing that? Well, firstly, the other people are full-time, and even if they were not full-time, they're on a permanent contract base. I'm neither of them, and I've gotten zero communication regarding that. So naturally, I'm going to feel discouraged. I brought it up twice on different quarterly reviews, pretty much said nothing. So I that's pretty discouraging, but obviously, like, I could like make the most out of it, right? The counter argument was like, oh, make yourself irreplaceable. But like, from a business standpoint, that I just know how the company runs at this point. Like, it's just like, I don't think that's even like a thing, because first off, all the designers was returning. There's absolutely, in my mind, I don't think there's a need for 2 designers. Like, as much as it'll be, at least at this very stage, there's absolutely no need for 2 designers. At least what I'm been exposed to, because just even if people are designing fast, like, there's no way it can be implemented at a good enough time. No way we can get feedback fast enough. There's just no way. Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? It's not like we have an in-house team. We do not have an in-house team for development. That is a core issue that I brought up many times, and other people on my team have brought up, but a manager cannot do anything about it either, just because of a working relationship with the outsourced developers, and just like, it's, I guess, complicated, right? And that's likely not going to change for like good year or 2. But for the business to really scale, I feel like it really needs to do that, because like, from design end, like, it's just really frustrating. And even from like a growth, I guess it doesn't really impact the patient side, scene side of things, but who it really impacts are the designers and the one developer that we have. It really impacts us in terms of our growth and just everything. It's just like, there's no one to bounce back ideas with. There's none of that, and there's no project manager as well. It's just not ideal all around. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, it's, the company is growing, which is really good, but I don't know. I guess we're not at the stage where we can reinvest in that, but I really feel like it's time to reinvest. It'll be really worthwhile to reinvest in some in-house devs, because like, man, it's really frustrating working with outsourced devs, especially when, you know, they have told us explicitly that they do not like communication, in terms of like, they just want to see hard copy of what needs to be designed and developed. They don't want to be in those discussions of you like figuring out whether it's feasible or not, like getting their input. None of that. That's a large part of what design is. So I'm like, and I brought this up to my manager, but he's like, you know, that's just, it is what it is. But and then he will always flip the switch and like, well, what can you do to make the most of it? I'm like, that is true. I could do that, but there's just very limited stuff you can really do when you're put in that situation, right? If you think about it, the only thing is, I mean, I could like stay up later, speak to the devs who I'm not sure if they're proficient in English, but that could definitely be a possibility. But it's just that it's just different, and I think the struggle is definitely key. And it's just like, I guess what rubs me the wrong way sometimes is like everything, it seems like, is deflected on us, like our team. Even if the developers mess up on something, it's always deflected on us. Like, why weren't we able to do this? Well, because we sent it like 1 month ago, but the devs just started working on it like 2 days ago and told us like, we cannot do this. Like, what are we gonna do? Okay, that's an exaggerated example, but like it's not always us. Like, I don't know. It's really frustrating. I could do things, but for example, I could, at the beginning, I did design a lot of stuff. I did make a lot of suggestions that I thought were valid. It's proven about heuristics. I did a lot of that. I showed it. It got dismissed. Nothing happened to it. Like, so if that happens, my passion is definitely going to diminish, right? Like, I'm putting in effort, but literally goes nowhere. Like, I think naturally it would just be like, okay, so if I'm putting in effort, goes nowhere, what's the point in putting more effort in? Because if it's going nowhere, it's kind of natural, right? So that's just where I'm getting at, right? It's quite frustrating in that regards. And I don't know, I don't feel like, the thing is, I don't feel like anyone else, maybe the dev on our team is feeling it too, but I just feel like there's no one else that in the company feels this way, because of their roles are just so much different. And especially in the design role, you're relying, and really nothing can get done if it's not developed, right? So sure, you can make the best designs. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying mine is. There's lots of flaws just because I'm missing so many gaps. There's no project manager bounce off ideas. No one really values the wire flows and stuff that I show. So like, I'm getting discouraged. So I'm like, naturally, eventually, not even going to follow through with creating those. Tendency here is just jump straight to wireframes. But the issue with that, especially with me, I admit I'm not senior enough to be able to always think through every situation, right? And I have to like really work it through. And even if I try and think through it, there's going to be flaws that, you know, a project manager or someone with different experience sets would be able to provide and analyze that and provide. Like, it's just, yeah, sorry, I'm just ranting right now. It's just because, like, man, like, honestly, I'm grateful for this experience because it really taught me, like, obviously, well, grateful for it because it's helping me, you know, pay my bills, it's helping support me. And at the end of the day, experience is experience. Even though I feel like I didn't gain design experience, it really taught me a lot as to what I should strive for if I have the opportunity to choose, right? What organization, what type of organization structure I would like to work for, what questions I really need to ask. Because from this experience, I've been able to adapt, really focus on emphasis on things that I really want in our organization. Of course, a job is better than no job, right? So you can't really be too picky, especially in this market as a designer. But, you know, if there is the choice, definitely, I've this big learning experience for me to be more clear, because I was reading through the job. I never really asked, like, on the job description. It said like collaboration with devs and all that. I'm like, okay, yeah, this all sounds really good. It sounds really standard in-house team, collaborate with product managers. And then I got to the job. I realized there's no in-house devs. There's no product manager. There's pretty much like, yeah, there's just none of that. So you're just pretty much, it's really isolating. Like, I was not told any of that. So I'm like, okay, in that case, I gotta make do what I gotta make do. And I tried. It's not working out. But from a human perspective, like the people in the organization perspective, like I feel like everyone is quite nice, friendly, and like, you know, it's just from a working perspective, even though they're nice, they're not responding to me. Like, I know they're probably busy, right? I know they're probably nice people. It's just they literally cannot respond because that's not their role. Their role is largely focused on other aspects. So for example, seeing patients, like that's their main role. Like, and they're probably like away from their desk seeing a patient or something, right? So it's like these things that really get on me. I'm going off. I'm popping off. But yeah, it's just like really frustrating. And then I guess sometimes when I do show my designs for feedback, I feel like, I don't know, just like the way the background of people and the context, I guess it's like also, for example, like one thing I really don't understand is, why do we need to write so many words? Like on most of our screens, we have so many words. Like, no one is reading all those words. Like, from my perspective, I'm thinking like no one's reading all those words. But maybe the demographic, they are reading those words. But based off of feedback, people saying it's long, it's like overwhelming. Like, I don't think, because like the thing is, I get where they're coming from. They want to like provide as much information, clarity as possible, transparency. That's all good, but no one's gonna read that. That would, like, if there's like a chunk of paragraphs, like no one's gonna read it. Like, I don't understand. Like, I've tried, but like they've literally gone back and said, okay, we need to explain this. I'm like, okay, I guess. If you really need to, it's just like no one's gonna read it. I'm thinking, right? I try to really shorten things, reduce the amount of text, but the company loves text. Like, they want more explanation, more in depth, and then it just becomes this long, chunky thing. And then that just, in my perception of user experience, that's definitely not user experience. I don't know. I'm just ranting at this point. There's lots of positives though as well. Firstly, job, getting paid. It's remote. Pros and cons. Remote. Flexible, but at the same time, lack of a human connection. And it's even made more of an issue because no one responds online here. So it's like, typically remote, I think, is fine because people respond because everyone's like focused on the same thing. Everyone's on that team doing the same thing. But here, everyone's doing like 10 different things. So like, they're probably not gonna respond. It's not their main job to respond, right? For most of our feedback stuff, we're asking like people that are not even in our team to get feedback. And because that's not their main job, they only have like certain amount of times a week they could do that. So I mean, mentor of mine told me best like last year, like, if you're not getting value out of this, okay, first off, try and be that person who can create a lot of value, drive changes. First of all, yeah, that would be ideal. That's essentially what my manager said. But I've tried that, and I'm just not the type of person to be able to do that. My role is just not powerful enough for people to care. And it's just more my personality type thing too. Like, I'm not gonna be like, no, you must do this. Like, I guess that's an area for me to improve on, right? Being more confrontational in that aspect. But it's just like, even if I did that, I'm not gonna be growing. Like, I'm not gonna be learning anything. Sure, like, that will be like, maybe the company does become sensible, but what do I learn? I literally learn nothing. Sure, I might, like, I don't know. At this point, my role is just like, I really do not know what to do, because I've been trying to at least build out a case study for this. Well, but the way we kind of operate is just so strange. It's just like, no one responds, and it's just like really discouraging. And like, I guess I can put one last pitch effort, my last month or two here, to just really do my best to really execute and make it so that I have something on my case study. Because right now, like, the way we operate, like, this is not like design. Like, this is going straight to wireframes is not design. Like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, I guess we could have the freedom to do that, but like, no one cares about anything except the wireframe. So why would I do that? I'm not getting any feedback. I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting any feedback on my wireframes. I'm not wireframes, on my flows. It's just like, what am I doing? Right, like, this is a pretty big rant. It's because it's been quite built up for me recently. Just like, and like the design challenges, the things we design are not like complicated either. I mean, not to say I'm designing a wall, I'm not strictly for some of them. It's just like, maybe it's the nature of the platform, but hopefully I will introduce an area where I could, you know, drive at least one full-on design process. But yeah, it's just, or maybe this is the reality of working at most working at especially small companies that don't have design really emphasized, not really like in-house teams. Maybe I was too spoiled at my last company because it literally had like product squads and everything. Maybe this is actually good. And like there's even worse situations out there. Who knows? But this is just my feelings right now. I can gotta really step this up somehow, because I want to make design. The thing is, sure, I could like do stuff and like, but the thing is, I want to make design my full-time thing, so I need to grow. I can't be just some subpar designer and expect to keep getting jobs, especially when it's so competitive. Like, I need to grow. I need to be that designer. I need to be like that guy. And I can't be that guy if I don't grow. Like, what? I can't expect in this market and day and age to be at a company for like 30 years, my whole career. I can't expect that, so I need to grow, and I need to, you know, have that mindset where it's like, this is not your family, right? Like, I've heard it at this company, actually, people refer it as their like family or like work family or whatnot, but in my head I'm thinking like, this is, I mean, I don't know how they approach it, but the market right now is definitely not screaming it's family. Like, I guess for now the company is small, so that does apply, but if and when and if it does scale, and then there's more talented people out there, technically, I don't think this family mindset's gonna help. Like, they're gonna kick you out. Or like, if their company is doing really poor, like layoffs are bound to happen. Yeah, it's just like business. It is what it is. You can't like keep everyone. It's like not. You can try, but it's not actual family.